Hey folks, welcome to Shooting Up North. I'm your host, Lewis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're watching for the first time, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Shooting Up North, Instagram at Alliance PW Network, or feel free to join our Facebook group, the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. All right. So on September 17th, 2021, Deonna Purrazzo at Knockouts Knockdown, Deonna Purrazzo went 1-on-1 against Masha Slamovich in what was an absolutely fantastic match. At the time, Masha Slamovich was unsigned and she was one of the best wrestlers on the indie scene. I really wanted Impact Wrestling to sign her for quite some time. And when she had that match with Deonna Purrazzo, as I said, it was just absolutely a fantastic match. It was so good, in fact, that Gail Kim came out and came to the ring and offered her a contract on the spot, which Slamovich, of course, accepted. So fast forward from that date to January of 2022, Masha Slamovich makes her debut in a squash match. It was under a minute long, and I was like, oh, Masha Slamovich has arrived. But since then, since that debut, she's had nothing but squash match after squash match after squash match. She's had seven squash matches. Seven squash matches, seven matches since she signed her Impact Wrestling contract. And every single one of those matches have been 1 minute or less. And I think it's time. I think it's time that we stop the squash matches for Masha Slamovich, because Masha Slamovich on the indie scene is just having tremendous match after tremendous match after tremendous match after tremendous match. She is so freaking talented. I think at this point, if you keep having squash matches for her, putting her in squash matches against local talent, which is what they've been doing for like 2 or 3 months now. No, not they've been doing it for 4 months now, actually. It's time to get her into something meaningful. It's time to get her into an actual real match that's not a squash match. It's time to get her into um something meaningful, because she is so much better than showcasing her week after week in a squash match. Okay, maybe the first 2 or 3 times squash match, build her up a little bit. That's fine, but now it's starting to. Now I'm starting to get, okay, how many squash matches are we going to see? How many times is Masha Slamovich going to come to the ring and just squash local talent? I think it's time. I think it's time to unleash Masha Slamovich, because Masha Slamovich could give the Impact Wrestling fans such tremendous matches. And here's my idea. Here's my idea on what they should do. Okay. Masha Slamovich has one more squash match. She beats whoever it is, local talent. She gets on the mic and she says that there's nobody in Impact Wrestling that's worthy of a challenge. There's nobody that can last more than 1 minute with her in Impact Wrestling. There's nobody in Impact Wrestling that could match her skills. And Jordan Grace music hits. And here comes Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace gets in Masha Slamovich face. They have a pull apart brawl, and boom, we got a Masha Slamovich Jordan Grace storyline feud going. So that's what they should. And Masha Slamovich against Jordan Grace would be absolutely pure fire. Absolutely pure fire. That would be a tremendous. I'm going to say that word a lot. Sorry. I know people pointed out, you say tremendous all the time. Well, that's my word. That's my word, tremendous. But I think it would be absolutely just, I'll say fantastic. It'd be a fantastic feud, fantastic. And I'm sure I didn't look it up, but I'm I'd be very surprised if Slamovich and Jordan Grace haven't met each other before. But that would be a great first meaningful feud for Slamovich. I know they're building her up to be, well, that's my opinion. My opinion is they're building her up to be eventually being the Knockouts champion. But have her go over on Jordan Grace. Jordan Grace really isn't doing anything right now either. She was in the little storyline with Rachel Ellering. They were a tag team. Ellering, of course, no longer with Impact Wrestling. So Jordan Grace is kind of like floating around. Let's get a Slamovich Grace feud going, and it could let it last for a few months. Let it last for a few months. Let them have a match where there's no clear winner, a few matches, and it'll just build up and build up and build up, and be a great 3-4 month feud for Slamovich and Jordan Grace. I say let's get something like that then, or Mickey James confronts Slamovich, and we get a Mickey James Slamovich feud there, or Slamovich is just running over the competition, and her next squash match, she wins the match in under a minute, and then she starts just beating the hell out of her opponent after the match is over. Gail Kim comes to the ring. We can have something like Gail Kim could come to the ring and say, "Look, I gave you the contract, but I don't like the way you're acting. I don't like the way you're treating your opponents. This is not why I gave you the contract." And Slamovich attacks Gail Kim, takes out Gail Kim, and then you could have Mickey James or Jordan Grace run to the ring and to save Gail Kim. You could do something like that. Let's just do something, because Slamovich is so amazingly talented. And another thing they should do is get rid of the Lady Frankenstein hairstyle. Get rid of the Lady Frankenstein hairstyle, because when she's on the indie scene, she doesn't have that hairstyle. Her hair is straight, and that's how they should present her. Let's kill the hairstyle. Because if she's in a match with Jordan Grace, her hair's going to get all messed up. Let's go back to the original hairstyle where her hair is just straight down. But again, Slamovich is so much more than just squash matches. And you could argue saying, well, they're building her up for something. Okay, fine, but again, 7 squash matches. I mean, how many more squash matches? How many more squash matches do we need? She's built up. Let's get her into a feud. Slamovich, Jordan Grace. Let's get it going. Let's get that feud going. Or even Slamovich against Mickey James. Let's do that. Let's get and of course Slamovich would go over. In my opinion, she would beat James or Grace, but the feud can last for a few months. Right, it won't be just a one-off match. The feud will last for a few months. They'll stretch the feud out, and of course, Slamovich will be victorious in the end and push towards an eventual shot at the Impact Wrestling Knockouts title. But let's get something going. Slamovich could give us some absolutely pure fire matches in Impact, and we're not seeing it right now. We saw it. We saw it when she faced Deonna Purrazzo at Knockouts Knockdown, September of 2021. We saw what she can do. We saw what she's capable of. Why did I have trouble? Capable. There we go. Capable. Capable of. There, I pronounced it correctly. Okay. So let's get it going with Masha Slamovich. Let's get something. Let's turn off the squash matches and let's get something meaningful for Masha Slamovich. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Okay, so Gut Check 2022 took place in March. Jack Price, Jason Hotch, remember them? Do you remember those names? Yeah, has Impact Wrestling mentioned anything? Have they gone missing? Have they gone missing? I know it was on social media. I don't think they were on Impact and Access TV at all. I don't think that, maybe if they were, it was just something quick. I don't recall seeing them, but Jack Price, Jason Hotch, they won Impact Wrestling contracts, developmental contracts anyway, at Gut Check 2022. So what's going on there? I'm curious. Are they pulling a Jackson Stone on Jack Price and Jason Hotch? So you could argue saying, okay, it happened last month in early March. It's April. Let's give it time. But this is what Impact should have done. They should have announced. First of all, this is new talent. Jack Price, Jason Hotch. They should have introduced a new talent to the Impact Wrestling fan. They should have had them on Impact and Access TV. They should or in the ring at one of the shows, on one of the TV tapings, to introduce them, that they're the winners of the Gut Check, and something like that would have been cool, or at least a promo video. Let's see a promo video. Jack Price and Jason Hotch. They should have at least have a promo video going to show the fans what we could expect, what the future might be looking like in Jack Price and Jason Hotch. But we didn't get anything. So right now they're MIA. I don't know. I went to Jason Hotch and Jack Price's Twitter feed to see if they started their developmental training for Impact Wrestling, but I don't see anything. So I don't know. I'm thinking they're gonna. They're pulling a Jackson Stone here. We might get a Jackson Stone. I was talking to BQ over at the Impact Lounge. We were talking before, and I was like, "Do you think we're gonna see Jack Price and Jason Hotch ever in Impact Wrestling?" Oh, they haven't mentioned them at all since they won the Gut Check. at that Arnold Schwarzenegger festival or whatever it was. And they had it on Twitter. They had one or two Twitter posts, but that was it. We haven't heard from them at all. And I was talking to BQ. I was like, "Do you think we're ever gonna hear about Jack Price and Jason Hodge again?" And he's like, "Never. We're never gonna hear about them again." So again, we'll give it some time, but still, I still think that they should have did a promo video, and they should have said, this is what the future looks like in Impact Wrestling. Jack Price, Jason Hodge, cut check winners 2022. They should have done something like that. Or, what they could do, Jackson Stone is just, from what I understand, Jackson Stone has a contract with Impact Wrestling, but he's not doing anything. He's on the outside looking in all the time. He should be in Impact Wrestling, in my opinion. But I've done many podcasts on that. I'm not going to go into it full steam on Jackson Stone. But maybe Jackson Stone, Jason Hodge, and Jack Price, maybe they could form a faction, the Gut Chet faction or something like that. I don't know. But I think Jack Price and Jason Hodge, I don't think you're ever going to hear from them again. That's just my opinion. I think they're gonna pull a Jackson Stone on these two. And I hate saying that because I like Jackson Stone. I hate saying they're gonna pull a Jackson Stone because I'm a big fan of Jackson Stone. He's actually a friend of mine. And I hate saying that, but they dropped the ball on Jackson Stone, in my opinion. And so when I say they're pulling a Jackson Stone, everyone knows what I'm talking about. I'm not being negative or anything towards Jackson Stone. But it seems like that's what we're getting. I mean, they won the gut check. Lance Storm gave them their contracts. They got a picture in front of a Impact Wrestling paper background, big smiles on the face. And where are they? What are they doing? How are they training? How are they? What are they doing to work their way into Impact Wrestling? How come maybe at least put them on BTI? Let them have a match on BTI. So that's nothing. Let Jack Price and Jason Hodge have a match on BTI so we can see what the future looks like. Introduce the future to Impact Wrestling. That's what they should be doing with these guys. But doesn't look like it's happening. Doesn't look like it's happening. So again, we'll see. We'll revisit this in about 3 months to see if we've heard anything on Jack Price or Jason Hodge or Jackson Stone. Jackson Stone. Again, they really dropped the ball on Jackson Stone. What was it? 2020 is when he was it 2019 and 2020 when he won the gut check, and we saw him twice. No, we saw him 3 times. Twice on Explosion, and I think it was once on an IPWF show, a throwaway comedy show. But like I said, I've done Jackson Stone podcasts before. I'm not going to go into Jackson Stone now, but he should be in Impact Wrestling. And Jack Price, Jason Hodge. Hopefully they make it Impact Wrestling, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll revisit. Got the gut check 2022 winners. See where they are in about 3 months. All right, is it fair enough? We'll revisit that. Okay. Last but not least, I got to touch on this because something is happening on AEW this coming Wednesday on Dynamite that has never ever happened before. Get closer. Come here. Tony Khan is making a huge announcement. That's never happened before on AEW Dynamite. And this is the first time that he's making a huge announcement. Tony Khan making a huge announcement on AEW Dynamite. Never happened before. Actually, it happens quite often. I'm being sarcastic. That's his thing. It's either a huge announcement, or it's tune in and there's going to be a surprise free agent signing, and you're going to love this free agent signing. What's going to happen when there's no more huge announcements and there's no more free agent signings? What are they going to do? I mean, Tony Khan was very, very lucky that WWE released a lot of, surprisingly released a lot of really, really good talent, and he was able to bring them in. Well, what's going to happen when the free agent pool dries up, right? I mean, Cody Rhodes has already left. When MJF, when his contract's up, he's gonna leave. What's going to be Tony Khan's hook? Hook, you know, no offense to the actual hook, but what's going to be his hook to reel fans in? If there's no more huge announcements and there's no more real top free agents to sign, what's he going to do? And what's this huge announcement? He's gonna people are saying it's probably going to be at a streaming service, you know, okay, or it's going to be. I think they're going to announce. I heard another they're going to announce a new game, or no, actually, that not that it's. Well, it's a streaming service or something else. I forgot what else I saw, but odds are it's going to be a streaming service that's coming. But I personally think I personally think he's his big announcement is that he's signing all the he's going to sign all the bots. I think all the bots are going to get signed by Tony Khan. And he's going to put up a graphic. Every AEW bot is now every anti AEW bot is now all elite. So that's what I think he's going to do. Either that, or he's going to announce that that catering is now that AEW catering is now going to be offering fish stick sandwiches. Going to be offering fish stick sandwiches to all the wrestlers. So all the wrestlers are going to be able to get their hands on a fish stick sandwich in yeah, I think it's either a huge announcement or it's a surprise new signing or someone's going to making or a big debut. So that's the thing now, but not really all excited about Tony Khan's huge announcement. I'll be honest. You might be, but people are speculating it's probably just going to be a streaming service. He's going to be showing. There's going to be with AEW and Ring of Honor. He's got the Ring of Honor library, so he's probably going to announce a streaming service, and that's going to be it. That's probably going to be it. It's not to me. Okay, it's fine. Okay, that's whatever. Whatever. If it's a streaming service, it's a streaming service. But it's to me that's not really a huge announcement, right? And why does he have to wait? Why does he have to wait to make it on Dynamite? Why can't you just announce it on social media? Just announce it on social media. We got a streaming service. We're gonna start in June. That's it. Plain and simple. Maybe I kind of like the fish stick sandwich. The fish stick sandwich thing better. If he came on and just said, "Yeah, fish stick sandwich." It's fish stick sandwich night tonight, guys. CM Punk's gonna come down to the ring and he's gonna say, guys, last time I bought everybody ice cream bars, but tonight I bought everyone gets a fish stick sandwich on me. all the fans get a fish stick sandwich on me. And then CM Punk's music hits and everyone just goes wild and fish stick sandwiches along. Okay, so we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so that's it for me. Thank you so much for joining me today. Again, if you enjoyed the content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And I'm watching the news. Anything breaks, I'll be back. But until then, thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye, and stay safe, everyone.